Hello, Gemini, and welcome to the channel. Today, of course, we'll be doing a message for the sign of Gemini. As always, all of the readings, they are timeless, so when the message finds you and resonates, and it is, of course, yours at the time in which you find it. Gemini, I have done your spread today with my triple stack deck, 3-in-1. It's the Ethereal Visions Tarot, the Dreamscape Oracle, and the Luna Tarot, all blended into one. So you'll be seeing that in your spread. I heard this roar of a car being started up. All right. So, Gemini, it very much looks like you're trying to back out of some type of situation, or at least you're defending yourself. It's definitely feeling like you're surrounded by a situation that you don't want to be in. And it's causing you to become, well, you're very resistant. But what's interesting here is that you're not actually leaving. So whatever's happening in this for you, I don't know. It's like it has you captivated, but then also makes you want to flee. There's like a dynamic in there that's kind of holding you. That's really interesting because I think it was the Leo reading actually that was talking about something that holds you mesmerized. Like it was coming through as something that was really hypnotic. So, and actually we're starting off your reading with the Lovers card, so I suspect you might be dealing with a Leo. All right, so let's see. At the bottom of the deck, we've got this gorgeous, gorgeous woman here, the World card. And I am noticing, so of course it's a World card, which means it's like a brand new beginning. It's something that you want. That's what I'm saying. It's something that you actually are wanting to, it seems like you're wanting to go into this. But what I'm noticing here is all of this, you see all of the energy that's surrounding her. It's coming through as like a lot of emotion, actually. It's a lot of emotion. This is making sense in your reading because there's a lot of cups. Oh, goodness. And then, of course, we've got the Five of Wands underneath that. So there's a conflict in there. So if this is like a person that you're wanting to go towards, it seems like they have a lot of emotions. And maybe that might be, especially with Gemini being an air sign, not saying that they're emotionless, but it's like you're not used to handling the amount of water that comes through in this next phase for you. You're not used to it. So you can actually even be feeling like you're drowning. It's got that sense. It's got a sense of like you can't hold on to your air, your breath. You're it's like it's coming through as like you're kind of wanting to hold on to yourself. So a lot of this for you, the resistance I'm feeling is it's actually you're acting in a self-preservation. Self-preservation is what it's referring to. Okay. So let's see. On the split, let me just turn my deck over. Oh my gosh, the Hangman, just wanted to make a peek. That was once again showing up in the Leo reading as someone who was kind of like dropping in. All right, so let's do the split. On the split, we have the Word. So this is coming through as that air element, the element that you are wanting to hold on to. Which it could even be like your voice, wanting to hold on to, actually wanting to hold your word. Like living up to your word, holding, you see what I'm saying, living up to what you said you would do, living up to uh, all the things that you've agreed to, because there is a contract here, and it's like you signed your name to the contract. So because of that, you have to live up to what you said you were going to do. You have to live up to your word. So this bridging energy of holding on to that is what's going to help facilitate you into this next phase. And what's coming through right now is actually, okay, so we're talking about air and water. You can have an empty glass, right? And that glass itself is full of air. But it's until once all of that water rushes in that it's like the air is pushed out. The air is pushed out of its vessel. And then this watery it's coming through as emotions. Sometimes I see the water as a psychic realm, but this is more coming through as emotions. So it's like you're wanting to prevent the emotions from overtaking you. But there's something in it about how you have to live up to your word. And part of your word was to be taking on this world energy, which is coming through as a new beginning into something. All right. Let's see the overall energy. Let's see where the bridge is going to be taking you. Interesting. Oh my God. I just looked at the bottom of the deck and it's the lovers. I'm just saying, we've got the lovers here to beginning your reading. If you're not dealing with a Leo, like you probably are, because both of these cards made their presence known in the Leo reading, and it was talking about something that is on their mind day and night. So, okay, so the overall energy here for you, two came out. One is upside down, not upside down, but not showing itself. Okay, it's bear with me. All right, so the overall energy here is the Hierophant, which today in your reading is talking actually about a commitment. It's talking about a commitment that's what this word is. It's like the contract or the agreement, the word that you said is wanting to bridge you into a commitment. And you are here in this Four of Cups not wanting to accept that fourth cup. It's like it's almost like you see that you have everything that you need. You have, with this three, it's like you have all the friendships that you need. You have kind of like the joy, the celebration. You're having a good time. So it's like you don't need anything else. You're like, actually, no, thank you. I actually have enough on my plate right now. I don't need this extra cup. But there's something in it about how you've actually agreed to this. And, especially when I was talking about pouring water into that cup, it's like, so when you initially got this, when you initially agreed to take this cup on, and that cup can represent a like an Ace of Cups. It's representing a new relationship that's just now taking hold, right? And so when you initially got that cup, it's almost like that cup was empty, right? And so because it was empty, you were feeling a lot. It was feeling very airy. It was feeling light, actually, very lighthearted. And now that that cup is being filled with emotions, it's becoming heavier for you, and it feels as though you're wanting to leave it behind. But the fascinating part here is that it's like that cup is being watered, so it's being cared for. The love in this relationship is like it's flourishing. That's what it feels like. I mean, you have both of the lovers card, but there's something in it that you're not, I don't know. why you're not wanting it. So we're starting your reading off with the Lover's card. And I'm actually seeing you as this masculine figure here. So you might be a masculine, or the masculine energy in the relationship. Um, and it's like what I'm seeing here is you are it feels as though you're defending yourself against getting closer in this connection, because I notice here how, in this Lover's card, they're not quite touching. They're in each other's presence. Like, they could be in the same house, or in the same, it could even be like the relationship, they're in the relationship together, but there's something about the connection that's not quite like making it. And it has something to do with you holding off. It's coming through as advances. It's like holding off advances. So it seems as though the one that is filling the cup with water, this one here, is this is really beautiful, actually. It's like they're just wanting to love you. They're just wanting to love you, and you're pushing, it's like you're pushing it away. You're pushing it away. And of course, I'm sure that you have your reasons for this. I'm sure there are a lot of reasons behind why you would be um, acting the way that you're acting, being in a resistant state. Everybody's got, that's interesting. I don't know why this is coming up. Everybody's got a history. So perhaps maybe even considering your own history would help you understand why you are so resistant to receiving. It's coming through as receiving love, actually. Because what I'm seeing here is like you've got your wand, you've got your ace, okay, it's very passionate. You've got your ace of wands, and you're fighting off. So down here, all of these wands here, these are all actually the Six of Wands. So it's referring to the success of what this relationship could be. It's like you're fighting it. You're fighting against the possibility of its potential and being something that is transformative. Because when the water comes through, it's like it's going to quench the fire. So it's going to quench. So you are in a state where it's like you feel like you have everything that you need. You have all the friendships that you need. You're enjoying yourself. You have celebration. You have joy. You have you know community. You have all of that, and it's giving you a sense of like vigor, life, passion. It's like all of that is giving you this beautiful, like passionate love for life. And when this new cup comes in, and as it's being filled with the love of this one, you're perceiving it as something that is going to like quench your fire. It's something that like you think it's going to ruin your passionate take on life. Like it's like it could be taking away your freedom, something along those lines. And you're even seeing it as something that is okay. It's like it's beneath you. You feel like this type of connection is beneath you. I'm seeing you. It's like you see it wherever you're going. You're on this cliff face. You're up. you're high, you're in an elevated stance, and whatever this connection is, it's like you feel like it would be knocking you down a level, or um, pulling you off your, what do they call that? All I'm seeing is a stump, like a tree stump. And it has a specific word, but I'm not pulling out that word. It's like it's pulling you off your, oh my God, your rocker. No, it's not the rocker. It's like a stump. It's like you're used to being in a place that's elevated. Perhaps maybe you're used to being the one that's in control of the situation. And when this water, this emotion, all of this emotion comes rushing in, rushing into like your vessel, if you will, you don't feel like you're in control anymore. And perhaps maybe this one here is their emotion is kind of acting as a reminder of what you agreed to, your word. Because what I'm feeling here is that you've actually like you've agreed to something. This is interesting. So you might be speaking, right? Your word. You've agreed with your word, but your actions are not showing the commitment to your word. And so that's what that the purpose of this one that's like rushing in with all of these emotions. And now these emotions can be a myriad of things. Okay. They can be like love, gorgeous love, very caring, like this 10 of cups that's following. It can be showcased as the 10 of cups, which is coming through as fulfilling a very fulfilling relationship, one in which you both have a stake in caring for the health and well-being of not only of each other but of yourself, and also of that third element, which is the creation of the relationship itself. So it can look like this, and you know this is beautiful. So it's like this is the part that you're loving, actually. You know, I'm seeing you in here. I'm just noticing that she's got red hair. I'm noticing the red hair. It's really lovely, actually. This is the beautiful part of it. It's coming through as like spending quality time together. It's also even referring to, oh God, I love this dynamic here, which is, you know, it's the water. So it does talk about the psychic realm, which refers to in this part that like you guys have a telepathic communication. You have that's the thing. There is a connection. There is a connection. It's like you could sit in the room with this one and literally not say a word, but there's a sense of like peace. It's like you have experienced with this one the peace that comes with being in their presence. But like emotion isn't it's not it's not just all the good stuff. Like what you're experiencing in this, when you spoke out and you agreed to this commitment, it's like you also agreed to, I'm just noticing how there's all of this, like this all looks like water. You also agreed to the full spectrum of emotion that comes with it. There's a full spectrum. It's not just the good, it's also kind of like, and it's not even necessarily the bad either. It's the part where you're kind of like you're being called to do what you said you're going to do. And you know that other side here is showing up as the Ten of Swords, and you can see, I mean, you can see the differences in these energies. You know, one is with another, establishing a beautiful connection, relationship, a home life, creating gorgeous things out of it. And then with this Ten of Swords, which is also like the other aspect, we're having a full spectrum. The other side of this is being lonely. And I'm noticing how all of this water is like, it's not on the shore. It's not on the shore anymore. It feels as though, you know, when there's like a tsunami and all the water gets pulled away from the shore. That's what this is. It's like this part of it is void of emotion. It's a lot of words, actually. It's the swords. And it's like this part here could lead to the ending of this relationship. Now, of course, you have the free will and the choice to back out of this, because you know I'm seeing you here as, it's like you're surrounded by the Lovers, the Ten of Cups, and it's like you're wanting, that's really interesting, you're wanting to back out, but it's like as I'm doing this, it's like you're also going into it. So there's like a tug of war that's happening here. It keeps pulling you back in. Now, if you were to leave, right, to follow that trajectory of decision, it's like you would be pouring all of the water out of that cup. So it's like, that's interesting. It's like the love is lost, but what I'm hearing actually is that there's no love lost. But what I'm seeing is that they're that might be like what you're trying to convince yourself. What I'm seeing in the cards here is that there is. Because if you get rid of one aspect of the water, you know, the murky stuff, the stuff that you don't necessarily want to deal with, you're also getting rid of the other part of it as well. It's like when you dump a cup, right, and all the water falls out. I mean, I guess yeah, you could like do a little bit at a time, but what it's referring to is that water, the way that water works is that it actually follows itself. Like as it like flows, it's following itself. So if you try to rid yourself of part of this agreement that you agreed to, you're getting rid of everything. And now maybe that is actually what you want, because maybe that is, maybe what you're trying to do is have an ending. I mean, this is 10-10, so it does mean an ending, and the underlining energy of your reading was the World card. So perhaps maybe you are wanting to have a complete ending and then move into a new space. But I don't know, for some reason it's like it's wanting to bring this up so that perhaps maybe you can make a different choice. perhaps maybe so that you can live up to the commitment that you agreed to. And perhaps this one here, their water, their emotions is actually helping to it's not transmute. It's like transitioning. It's like transitioning the relationship from one point to another. It's like that's what it is. It's like taking it to the next level. Okay. All right, Gemini, if that resonated for you, I will be pulling some more cards. Yeah, so if you're interested in that, you can find the link for it in the description box. And I will see you next time. Bye, Gemini.